Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, sometimes hair, so that sounds like a thing. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not gonna see here on YouTube. Niacinamide, one of the ingredients I talk about a lot, like a lot, nearly every video on this channel. And I have touched on very briefly what it does, but I feel like I leave a lot of you confused still, judging by some of the comments. So today I wanna explain why I love it so much, what niacinamide potentially can do for you, bust any myths, talk about any side effects, and also, of course, share with you my favorite niacinamide products that I'm currently using. So, what is niacinamide and what does it do? So, niacinamide, also known as vitamin B3, it's a water-soluble vitamin that basically works with what's already in your skin to help strengthen your skin barrier, improve the appearance of everything from fine lines to dark spots to redness, and most interestingly, reduces the appearance of enlarged pores. It can also help boost ceramide production to help better aid your skin with water retention, so generally just helps your skin function well as well. But the benefits continue. It helps with all the stages of spots and acne too, so from like the spot production to the finished result and the scarring. So it can help prevent the acne. It helps with the redness and the inflammation that acne can give you. It helps with the dark spots and these scars left over, but really interesting as well, it can actually be used alongside acne medication. Of course, double check with whoever's prescribing you that, but in general, it's known to work harmoniously with most acne medication. It also helps with congestion, balancing out your sebum production as well. So instead of looking oily and greasy, it leaves you looking nice and glowy. As I mentioned, it can also help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So you often find this in a lot of anti-aging products. Niacinamide is also one of the most diverse products within the skincare or world realm. It is one of the least irritating ingredients around. So it helps with nearly every skin concern and can be used on most skin types and skin conditions. It really is that amazing. So let's talk about some of the myths surrounding niacinamide, and there really is only one. And whenever I mention niacinamide or show it in a routine, a lot of people ask about the whole you can't mix niacinamide with vitamin C kind of problem. Fiasco. So the two main reasons people believe you can't mix them together is one, that they kind of cancel each other out, and the other one is that it creates something called nicotinic acid or nicotinic acid, which basically can make your skin itch, flare up, and go red and burn. However, both of the above are incorrect and based on a very old research paper from the 1960s, where they basically use unstabilized versions of niacinamide and vitamin C. Not only that, but vitamin C and niacinamide only make this nicotinic acid when it's exposed to extremely high temperatures. So unless you store your skincare or do your skincare in an oven, you're absolutely fine. But again, this will never happen because in this case they use unstabilized versions of both, and they also used pure vitamin C, which is not something you often find in skincare. It's usually ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid, which is the type of vitamin C you see in your serums and your moisturizers, and the ones you should really be looking out for. So this doesn't really make sense. It's not kind of relevant, you know? So how would you use niacinamide? Well, this really depends on the product you're using to give your skin that boost of niacinamide. You can potentially find niacinamide in every stage of the skincare routine, in every product, which is great because it could also be used with most other ingredients like AHA, BHAs, retinols, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C. It mixes well with everything. However, niacinamide does work better with leave-on products because you need to leave it on basically for it to do its job. So I personally look for it in essences and serums and even night creams, but we'll talk about exact products in a bit. So I personally like to use niacinamide twice a day in two different forms. So in the morning I'll use it built within a product, if that makes sense. Maybe it's not the feature ingredient, but it's within that product, so I get a little dose of niacinamide. So a toner or essence. Then in the evening, I'll use a more concentrated form of niacinamide, and this is usually in the form of a serum. And again, I'll use a small concentrated version in the evening because, as I mentioned, it's super easy to slip into a routine where you're using actives, and niacinamide actually works really well with things like chemical exfoliators and vitamin C. So I like to have the most concentrated version of it along with those other key ingredients. So let's talk about my favorite products containing niacinamide. Again, this is the way I personally like to deliver it to my skin. You don't have to use these exact products, but these are the way I feel I get the full effect of niacinamide. So the moment I started using essences, I noticed a huge difference in my skin, the texture, the tone, the general appearance, and of course my pores. So when I really looked into my essences and thought, what is it that's doing this? Like, why is my skin behaving like this? So I found that along with the fermented ingredients you'll usually find in an essence, the niacinamide was just making my skin look even and clear, and I loved it. So I have two of my favorite here. We of course have the NEOGEN Real Ferment Micro Essence and Missha's First Treatment Essence. They're super easy to apply. I apply these to slightly damp skin, dampened by toner. Pat them in. You only need like one layer of this stuff. I know people like to layer up their essence. Both are equally amazing, so take your pick basically. This is a little bit more hydrating, and this is quite nice and light, and you don't really feel this on your skin, but you see the effects of both on your skin. The only other way I feel is a truly effective way of getting niacinamide into your skin is through a serum. The most potent way, should I say. What I've mentioned all the time is of course the COSRX Mela 14 White Ampule. Niacinamide is very high up on the ingredient list on here. I believe it's third. And I love this overall formulation and concoction of ingredients for dark spots, sun damage. But yeah, dark spots in particular, because it's also got some slightly exfoliating ingredients in here too. The other one, which I feel is like really obvious, is the Ordinary's niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. After water, niacinamide is the main ingredient in here with a high 10% concentration of niacinamide and zinc to help balance out the sebum. I don't really care about the zinc. I could do without the zinc. It's not a bad thing. I just don't care about sebum balancing really. I do, but not really. I just want like a full bucket of niacinamide. I was reading reviews about both of these products, actually, quite a few of these products, and people were saying they saw either something along the lines of they saw vast improvements within 4 days, or they've been using it for a couple weeks and they saw no difference. Both are kind of questionable reviews and responses, because you're really not going to see a difference within 4 days or even 2 weeks. Like all skincare and everything in life, it takes time to see good results. Products like essences I like because they do make your skin look temporary, kind of like lightened and plumper, whilst actually working hard on your skin in the long run as well. But the ingredients take a while to show results. I think give it a month or even 2 months. For me personally, with using niacinamide, it took me like a couple months to see a really nice difference. I think we're so used to wanting instant gratification with everything, and brands promising us like instant and fast results. That's kind of what we've come to expect, even though that's not how products work, unless it's makeup. And people can often ditch products that are going to give them long-term results because they aren't seeing instant results. So we never really get to that point where we feel like something's working for us, if that makes sense. So be patient with niacinamide, be patient with all your skincare, stick with it for a while. As I mentioned, niacinamide pretty much will work for everyone, so give it a good go. So as always, my videos are an open discussion, so please discuss in the comments down below. Let me know what ingredient you'd like to see next. I think I did a post on hyaluronic acid. I don't know. Maybe I should do that next. It's kind of everywhere. But that is it from me now, guys. I will see you next time.